those harsh truths of your spiritual awakening. The harsh truths of your spiritual awakening. So, your spiritual awakening is this beautiful, powerful journey, but it is also not the flowers and bathtubs and manifesting and everything beautiful comes into your life experience. It is really a, how can you explain it? Your spiritual awakening is this opportunity for you to grow, to heal, to expand, to really come into your own, understand your intuitive gifts and abilities, connect to spirit, connect to self, connect to soul, connect to purpose. But what really happens is we start facing our demons, our traumas, our pain, our kind of our deep dark stuff. So it usually our spiritual awakenings happen upon us. Um, a lot of times with big life events, you break up, you have a death of a loved one, you have an accident, whatever, you have an illness, and a lot of times that kind of kickstart, like spirit likes to use our, our hardnesses as a way to like to get in there, let's say it like that. So spirit loves for us to like come into our own, understand our gifts and abilities, and really start to take note. So you've most likely, we've all have intuitive gifts and abilities, connection to spirit, connection to purpose, to self. All of those things are available to us. It's just whether we choose to use them, whether you choose to be a medium. And I call myself an intuitive medium. Psychic medium, whatever you want to call yourself. But the reality is we all have the gifts and abilities. We just have to uncover them and use them. And our spiritual awakening is usually the time where we get to uncover that, bring that forward. So what really happens in our spiritual awakening is it is presented as this beautiful, enlightening experience. And what the reality is, it's this fucking hard, tough, brutal. We lose people. We have ups and downs. We feel super crazy. If you already have anxiety and panic and depression and ADHD like myself, it was a fucking roller coaster, trauma on top of that. So you have to learn to navigate this like whoosh, this like whoosh thing that comes into your life. You have to learn to navigate that. And the reality is it is not easy. And it's kind of promoted as this beautiful, warm, enlightening experience. And in reality, it is. It's this beautiful and powerful time in your life to expand, to heal, to grow, to connect to spirit, to use your gifts and abilities, to really connect to your purpose and who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, to heal from your trauma and your pain, to let go of people and experiences out of your life that no longer serve you. Because usually what happens is we lose a lot of friends, we lose maybe family, we start reevaluating our jobs and our work and what do we want to be doing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Connection to our purpose and ourself and all of these things. So while our spiritual awakening is this kind of or brutal and rough experience, it's also this amazing and powerful time and experience for us to really embrace, what spirit is bringing forward for you, what's available to you, where should you be doing, what can you be doing. And when I really like hit the kind of full hilt of my spiritual awakening was when I had gastric sleeve surgery, and I really threw down. I just, in that recovery, I just said, I really hate my life. I really need something to change it. I had been through therapy and medication. Like I said, I had severe anxiety and panic attacks every single day. Anxiety, panic, depression, trauma, ADHD. That's a newer one that I understand that I have and learning to navigate. But the reality is I had to learn to navigate my trauma and really find ways to heal from the trauma. And what really happens in your spiritual awakening is that you have these opportunities to heal, to grow, to let go. So, like, therapy, medication, traditional things never worked for me. My pain, my trauma, my loss, my anxiety, my panic, my depression, none of those things. What really happened was after gastric sleeve surgery, I told God, Spirit, Universe, I wasn't really trusting in God. I had broken up with God when my mom died at 16. But I really put it out to the universe. I just said, I need something. I hate my life. I love my husband, love my kids, but I really hated my life. And what I met my spiritual mentor within a couple of weeks, and she suggested becoming attuned to Reiki for my chronic pain. And it really, Reiki, I don't use Reiki anymore. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher, but I don't really use Reiki anymore. But it was an amazing Kickstarter. It was an amazing place to start. it really kickstarted my intuitive gifts and abilities, my connection to spirit, my connection to myself, being able to connect to my body, my mind, my soul, my energetic self, and really, really go deep and learn to heal. How do I learn to heal? How do you heal trauma? How do you really let go of it? How do you let it not be in control of you? And it's a process. It's a dedication to yourself. You know, nobody can heal you. Somebody like myself can help you and guide you and help you on that path. But my job is not to heal you. My job is to help you heal you, help you grow your gifts and abilities, connect to spirit. And I really love the expansion into past lives and multidimensionality, like the really high up leveling of your gifts and abilities. That's my major focus. But the reality is, you know, you work with somebody like me, whether it's mentoring, just as a session, whatever it is, you know, the goal is to help you, because you are different and unique. How you operate is different and unique. Yes, anxiety, panic, depression, ADHD, those are all like things, but how we process, how we deal with, how we do things, they're all different, you know, and that is where on your spiritual awakening journey, you get to figure it out. And it becomes way more prevalent of what I did for me was learning to meditate, connect to myself. And it took me a long fucking time to learn to meditate because I have anxiety, ADHD, panic. I have those things. It took me a long time to learn to calm my mind. And if you work with me, it's called the mind fuckery. So it took me a long time to learn to calm my mind fuckery and control and all of these human things, survival, control, all of those things that I had created, perpetuated throughout my life. And, you know, you learn to survive at a very young age. So the reality was for me, you know, I had to figure it out. So as I started to heal on this journey, as I started to connect to my gifts and abilities, connect to spirit, use my, you know, channel spirit even more, started working in past lives, healing through past lives, getting clarity in past lives, understanding past lives, shamanism, you know, working with angels, all of these different modalities, they just helped me on my process of my own healing. And that was really where I started to help others and guide others. That's where I found my purpose. You know, the reality is for me and how my gifts and abilities developed. It allowed me to heal. It allowed me to process and understand. And so your spiritual awakening gets to be what you want and need it to be. Is it easy? No. So if you're following these people and they're like, oh, you just ask for money, you just ask for this, you ask for that, it's fucking bullshit. It is not true. Can you manifest easily? Yes. But the reality of it is your spiritual awakening, your journey, your connection to yourself, your healing, those things take time, money, and energy. So, you know, it takes you time every day, dedicating time to yourself, creating a method and a process and a routine for yourself, mentors and classes and things that align with you and that feel good. So I was 39 before I found what worked for me. So I had given up for a lot of years I had given up. So at 39, when I found, you know, at 39, when I really started my true spiritual awakening, you know, connection to spirit, true healing, trauma, panic, anxiety healing journey, you know, I like to describe it as every time I meditated for myself, I was able to release something from my soul, my mind, my body, my energetic self. I literally felt it leaving. And it was like a fucking relief. So now I don't have anxiety, panic, trauma, depression. I don't have those things every day anymore. Like when I learned some simple methods and routines for clearing energy, protecting energy every day, intentions and boundaries. And then what I really did was connection to self. And if I have things coming up, I process them right away. I don't sit on them. I don't stuff them back down into my soul, my mind, my body. Those were some of the things that I had to do on my journey to really start to heal, to connect to spirit, to connect to intuition, to really let go. And my spiritual awakening, you know, it gets to be what you want it to be. If you don't want to connect to spirit, to yourself, to whatever, you don't have to. But if you're in your spiritual awakening journey and you're like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but my dreams are crazy, my brain fog is worse, I feel like even like I am kind of pre-menopause, so I have crazy hot flashes. So your hot flashes could get worse. Your body can get worse. Your gut can get worse. I like to say an uncontrolled spiritual awakening, if you are unaware that your intuitive gifts and abilities, your connection to self and source, is expanding and you're unaware, what really happens is spirit is attracted to you. Guides, loved ones, whatever, random spirits, guides, they're more attracted to you because you're hearing them more, you're sensing them more, you're feeling them more. Even if you don't know that's what's going on, the reality is when your spiritual awakening kicks in, your energy, your frequency shifts and you're open and available. So if you're open and available and you're not controlling who and what gets to come into your energetic space, it fucks with you even more. It makes your anxiety worse, your panic worse, your depression worse. So you have to, if you don't want to, go on your spiritual awakening journey, if you don't want to be a medium, an intuitive, a healer, a light worker, whatever it is you call yourself or want to call yourself, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But you need to close off your connection to source, to spirit, because if you're leaving yourself all open and willy-nilly, I equate it to like you just pulling out the Ouija board and letting things roll. When you are not controlling your energetic space, you're open and available for negativity, for your anxiety to get worse, your depression to get worse. Because if you're not in control of your energy, yourself, and what's going on, then you're taking on, think of it as like the super empath. You're taking on other people's shit. So you're not only dealing with your own shit. If you're kind of an unsupervised spiritual awakening and heightened energetic space, then if you are already taking on energy from people, from places, from things, and you are, every doorknob you touch, every piece of money you touch, you're taking on other people's energy. So whether you want to be an intuitive medium healer or not, energy is a big thing. It is a massive fucking thing. And even I say like normal people are heavily affected by energy of others, of thoughts of others, of feelings, emotion, pain, fear, worry, loss, doubt. You are heavily affected by the energy of others. So creating these simple energy protection, clearing, and healing boundaries is very important. I have some reels on my feed for simple methods. But if you do not clear and protect your energy every day, that is just like a ticking time bomb. Your anxiety, panic, brain fog, ADHD is just going to get worse and stay worse. So like now, like I said, every single day I was having panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I could feel it starting. My heart rate would kick up. My lips would go numb. I would start blacking out every day, all day, all night, all day. I don't have that anymore. I know if I'm going to work with a client, a mentoring person, if I'm mentoring somebody privately, if I have somebody in a session, if they're in my past life program or other, my membership, like I know what's up. If their anxiety kicks up, whatever. But I don't have anxiety attacks, panic attacks, depression like I used to. It's still part of me. It's just not, it's not my forefront. Every single day it used to be my anxiety, panic, depression, against me. So now it's pretty much non-existent. So there's a lot happening in this little chat. So if you're curious about your spiritual awakening, if you're like, holy fuck, is that what's happening to me? Like if you're starting to not be able to tolerate people, situations. And I'm not going to say it's an age thing. I will say yes, as every kind of decade, I feel myself getting a little less tolerant of things. But the reality is that's not what it is. The reality is, as your spiritual awakening hits, your kind of your spirit guides and yourself, you're done accepting, relationships being treated poorly. Maybe it's work and you're not speaking up for yourself. And a lot of these things will turn into, holy fuck, I can't take it anymore. It goes from like, God, this person annoys me, or I can't stand this, or I don't want to, into like literally, it's like, I literally can't do it anymore. So those are, tingles, vibrations, especially ear tingles, vibrations, a lot of spirit signs, a lot of repetitive numbers, a lot of your dreams really start getting unhinged. If they were unhinged before, they really get unhinged after your spiritual awakening. I had always had unhinged dreams. I had always had premonitions, unhinged dreams. I can read people's thoughts and feelings. I didn't understand what was happening. But, being able to read situations, walking into rooms, knowing what's going to happen, like those are all very heavy telltale signs of your gifts and abilities. So, like I said, everybody has gifts and abilities. It's whether you want to develop them and use them or not. And if you're in your spiritual awakening and you want to enhance them, increase them, you're kind of maybe stalled, you don't know what to do. I have a variety of ways to help people with that. In my membership, it's kind of a self-paced. You can go, we have a live call every other week. There is a lot of things in the library you can go through. You can do them at your leisure. You can kind of learn and then ask questions on live calls and in the Telegram group. if you're ready for that massive up leveling, you know you're in your spiritual awakening, your connection to spirit, but you want solid connection, you want growth, you want that expansion, past life, in multidimensionality. That is where my private mentoring comes in. Ascension into multidimensionality is what I call it. I only take a few people a year. So if that is something that interests you, then, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I do have individual sessions as well. It is Mother's Day week. So, I'm trying to figure out, if you can buy a session for your mom, your friend, your mom who's a friend, yourself. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. If you want to gift somebody a soul, I call them soul alchemy session. So it's healing and clearing through this life, past lives. So if it's just calming your energy, understanding your energy, connection to spirit, understanding your spiritual awakening, soul alchemy is a great place to start for that. So, and if you're kind of up leveled and ready, then the Akashic Mastery, the Past Life Mastery Akashic program does start. I think it's going to start at the end of May. I haven't picked a date out for that just yet, but if you're curious about your spiritual awakening, like I said, your spiritual awakening is this amazing and powerful thing. It can also totally fuck with you. So it can absolutely make you feel crazy, make you feel like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. My dreams, I'm hearing things, I'm feeling things. I feel like I'm hearing voices. I feel like I'm not alone. Like, your guides, your spirit guides are always with you, whether you recognize them or not. So what I want you to really realize is when you hit your spiritual awakening, it kind of it's that roller coaster ramp up. So you always have these gifts and abilities. It's whether you recognize them and use them and enhance them and develop them. So kind of on your life is kind of the up roller coaster. When your spiritual awakening hits, it's that, you get to the top and you're like, oh fuck, you're looking down, and it's like, oh fuck, here we go. So the reality is, with your spiritual awakening, when it hits, when you're on the down roller coaster, it's confusing. You feel crazy. You're hearing voices. Maybe you're hearing ear tingles and vibrations. Your dreams get unhinged. You're like, you shouldn't walk into a place before you walk in, but it's like you've probably had that before, but you never really understood it. Your ability to tolerate people and places and situations, and how you're being treated, how you're allowing yourself to be treated. It goes from like, ugh, to, oh my God, it's a repulsion. So your spiritual awakening is this very strong push from spirit. Like, oh bitch, no, you got to change. You got to do something different. So you do not have to accept your spiritual awakening. You can turn it off. But what I say is, if you don't want to enhance your gifts and abilities, totally fine. But you need to shut them down. Because if you don't shut them down, your energetic vibration completely shifts, and it's really unhinged when you're not in control of your energetic self, and you're leaving yourself open for energy, for random spirits, for to take in more from others, people's, places, situations. Every single day, if you are not controlling your energy, you are open and available to energetic things. Touching doorknobs, money. If you work in a job where you're touching people every day, that sounds weird, but like massage therapy, hair, nurse. If you're in a position where you are literally in physical contact with people every day, you are taking on the energy, the emotions, the feelings of that person. So your spiritual awakening is a powerful place, and it can really bring massive, incredible things to your life, but it can also like really cause a little bit of upheaval. So if you have questions on your spiritual awakening, wondering about it, unsure about your spiritual awakening, you are welcome to comment below, ask questions. If you want help developing, understanding, enhancing, I have a variety of ways that I can help you with that as well. You are welcome to comment below, ask questions, and all of the things in between. Otherwise, don't forget your mom, your wife, your partner for Mother's Day this weekend. Do not forget, if you want to gift her one of my sessions or something that I offer, please don't hesitate to reach out for that as well. I hope everybody has a great fucking Wednesday, and I will talk to you later.